Coming to you from the back room of your parents' favorite porn store, it is Cursory Overload.
You're listening to Cursory Overload.
And we're in this motherfucker.
What up, everybody?
Hey, how's it going, man? How you been?
Oh, I'm here, I'm there, I've been a little bit everywhere.
Yeah, same here, you know.
It's been a while. We've been,
life has been kicking the shit.
Up.
Yeah, we both of us, apparently, life has been kicking the motherfucking shit out of us. But here we are, and we want to thank you for tuning in because, well, you know, we love you or something like that, right?
Yeah, I didn't know we were going emotional, but okay.
Yeah, you know, I finished a bottle of Fireball, so I'm a little on the emotional side.
Right on. That's my man. That's the motherfucker Pato I know.
There wasn't that much in there anyway, so don't expect too much out of me. Oh, God.
So, the world tried to fucking take me out. Tried to take me and my whole family out. But, you know your boy. I'm standing there. Fucking Rona attacks me. I'm flipping at the fucking bird, telling them where to go and how to fucking get there.
Well, we gotta thank the creator that you were fortunate enough to do that because some people haven't been. So, you motherfuckers
right.
out there, take it serious. I mean, you know, that was some scary shit,
Listen,
bro.
My family and I. Oh, okay. Side note. If you guys hear me clearing my throat, I'm not 100%. Like I'm not contagious or anything anymore. I can go back to work, but I still have some of those residual, clearing the throat every now and then. I still got a little bit of a cough. So if y'all hear that, I apologize. I am still trying to fight off the rest of this bug.
And that's the main reason why we haven't been recording too.
Yeah, I've been
under the weather.
Real coughing real bad. Well, first off, I went and got tested. I didn't feel right when we got back from Gatlinburg. I didn't feel right. Then, we got back on a Monday, and Monday night, I was already feeling like, okay, so I'm about to come down with something. I already knew. I felt like it, like I could feel it coming on. So I didn't know what it was. I just knew I was starting to feel a little bit. When we were in Gatlinburg, I didn't have a coat with me. I didn't even think it was going to be really that cold, but it turned out to be really cold. So I thought maybe I just caught a case of bronchitis or something from just being outside with no coat on. Yeah. So the next day I woke up really rough. I just was really rough. And the wife said, you need to go get tested. You don't know everything going on. Just, don't even leave it to chance. Just go get tested. So I went and got tested and waited my time, 24, 48 hours. Results came back negative. Now, I got worse. I got a lot worse in that time. And then my wife got sick. About a day after I started going down, she started going down. And then her work tested her, and it turns out she was positive. So on Saturday, myself, my son, and both my daughters, we all went and got tested at a different testing location, and they did a much more thorough job of testing than the first place did. So within 2 days, the results came back that all four of us were positive. So the whole house had it. But I would say after the first 3 or 4 days, my fever kind of hovered. Like my fever had gotten up to 103.9. And the wife's got up to about that as well. Now my children didn't fare nearly as bad. They had a slight fever, 99, maybe 100. My son had a cough, but other than that, that was as far as horrible, feeling rough, that was about the worst they had. Now, my wife and I didn't fare as well. Like I said, we both had pretty bad fevers. My fever went away a little bit. Well, the really high fever went away. I was kicking it around 99 to 101 for about, I'm going to say about a week. I was kicking it around that temperature. And then the body aches, I think, were one of the worst, though.
Yeah, that's the worst.
The body aches, like I would just be sitting in a chair and all my joints would just be screaming in pain.
Well, yeah, even without the Rona, just the regular fucking, anything
Right.
that gives you a fever, usually that just fucks you up. I mean,
well, even when my fever kicked back, I still had those joint aches, and my wife had them, and then the fatigue was really that really knocked both of us right on our asses. I mean, just going up a flight of stairs, we both would have to sit down for 20 minutes to catch our breath. Like it was just, we were completely annihilated. We had no more energy in us.
oh wow.
And then probably day 5, I didn't realize it at first, but I started losing my sense of smell. And I didn't realize, it was such a gradual decline in my sense of smell that I didn't even really pay attention to it. And then my wife was cooking some food, and I had asked her what she was cooking, and she said, "You can't smell that? I'm cooking garlic and onions." And I mean, those are two of the strongest smelling foods that I can, think of. So
That
I
and
went
salmon.
I went to the kitchen and put my head almost inside the pot, and still couldn't smell the garlic or the onions. And then within a day, I lost my sense of taste as well. And then my wife ended up losing her sense of smell and taste. And then now the one that we were most concerned about was my oldest daughter, who happens to be, she falls under she's a type 1 diabetic, so she falls under the
High risk.
the high risk, and she had a little bit of a little slight fever, like a 99 maybe, and then she had a cough for a couple of days, and that was it. So she fared fairly well.
Wow. Like I said, I remember when you told me, I was freaking out because, as you know, I personally knew 2 people a lot younger than us, basically my oldest daughter's age, that those 2 young kids, they didn't make it. They didn't make it.
With knowing that, I didn't want to tell you at all. In fact, I wasn't going to.
Yeah.
Excuse me. My wife talked me into it.
I didn't want
to worry you. I didn't want to worry your family. You know what I mean? And you had your own things going on at the same time.
I was worrying about you at first, and then all of a sudden, I started getting phone calls from Callie and my cousins. Practically my brothers, because that's the one uncle that whenever my parents got into a little, and they
little scrap,
and they would split up, I would end up in his house. So basically, my uncle, he was like a second father to me, and he was going through some things, and not as far as I know it, not COVID related. Like I said, he had his bladder removed. He had other part of his intestines. He was with a colostomy bag and a catheter, dude. So, and but he caught pneumonia.
Ouch.
When he went to the hospital, and one of those, he wasn't eating at home. They took him. He caught pneumonia, and from there everything went downhill. Like I said, I was able to go see him before he passed away. But Saturday it's going to be 2 weeks since he passed away.
Oh.
Then try to tell my mom about her brother. That
had to have been an interesting thing.
Well, here's the thing. At first, my sister and we didn't know how to tell it, so my sister blurs it out, and she went into this shocking stage. I don't know. She got nervous. She had to run to the bathroom, and she, the anxiety in her face, it was crazy. And then
It had to have been heartbreaking.
it was. But then, because she has beginning stages of dementia, something happened in her. She went into that blank stare that she normally does, and my sister and I backpedaled it and made it. She kept asking, "So, how's Gilbert?" I'm like, "He's critical." We backpedaled it to that, and then we just kind of like monitored her, and she never brought it up again. So we didn't say anything, and I told my cousins, "Look, we tried to tell my mom, but it wasn't good."
Right.
And
Sometimes telling, or not necessarily telling, but going along with a little falsity is the best overall policy.
especially, I mean, when they're like over 80 years old. Sometimes, yeah. It's one of those, but then, like I said, then over the past week, she wasn't eating, she wasn't being herself, because for what I understand, my sister lives with my mom, and my mom has a tendency to get up in the middle of the night and go around checking rooms, trying to do stuff, and she wasn't doing any of her regular activities. So
you knew something was going on.
yeah, and I guess a couple of days ago, she tried to go to the bathroom. She nearly passed out, and she took her to the emergency room. They took her in, and we found out it was it was an infection she has. So we were like relieved by that, but now apparently she's positive with the Rona.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, well, every time that I've been there, I'm like a Mandalorian, which
You have to be.
sometimes I felt bad because I'm like, yeah, it's my mom and whatever, but here I am all masked up,
But it's because you care that you have to be.
Well, obviously, because I'm not gonna say where I work at, but we all know that it's COVID central right there.
Right.
So
No, we got over everything. So I mean, how long are they keeping Mom?
Well, here's the thing. We don't know. Well, like I said, and now, before they told us that only one person was going to allow to visit per day.
Okay.
And apparently that went away yesterday. Nobody can.
Oh, okay.
Nobody can go. Everything we're doing.
Nobody can go now.
No, from the get-go, when my sister took her, my sister couldn't stay. They're like, we'll tell you later, and we'll call you and let you know. So she's been in there by herself, and that's what's bugging the fuck out of me,
Yeah, I guess I understand. There's some of the things that are going on right now. I understand the theory behind them, but at the same time, your sister lives with your mom. You know what I mean? Like they share a house together.
Yes.
So it would only make sense. Like, okay, well, she can come in. Pato, you can't come in. Because you're not
living
in the household. But
yeah.
Your sister, she lives there. She can come in because she's already been exposed to your sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I guess the hospitals right now are trying to, well, if this person has been exposed, well, we don't want to expose anybody else. So they just pulled the plug on all that. And like I said, it's understandable from a logical, if you
right, but you're dealing with your mom.
Exactly.
That all logic goes out the window at that point.
That's what I'm saying. If you can muster enough logic, if you can be a Vulcan for a few minutes, you understand and you reason it out, and you're like, yes, that's the way it has to be right now. But it fucking sucks. I mean, and this is
this is what Doc, I understand, but go fuck yourself. Move.
Kind of like that, but right now you can't do that. Obviously, shit.
Right.
It's some crazy times, man, and like I said, I obviously now my sister's like, well, he goes, obviously she's in the hospital, we can't see her, and obviously I can't go visit my sister either.
Right.
So now I'm just, yeah, like I said, life has been kicking the shit out of me, and like I said, man, I'm very happy that you guys like I said, pull through, and still praying for you guys.